Hi, my name is Mackenzie Miller, and this is my final project for my ETEC 527 class. In this class, we explored different Web 2.0 technologies and how we can use those in education. For my final project, I chose to focus on a technology called CoSpaces EDU. This is a web-based app that students have access to collaborate and build 3D environments online. So they can build simulations, games, they can use augmented reality or virtual reality. They have a lot of options in how to use this technology, and they can do it either individually or collaboratively online. So in this Genially format here, I have provided the technology description, a 5-minute tech demo video where I show you how to use CoSpaces EDU, my evaluation rubric. I came up with this with some fellow classmates, and I applied it to the CoSpaces EDU technology so you could see how it ranks on the different categories we came up with here. Another thing I included was how do you get started with CoSpaces EDU, including a quick start guide for teachers. I included a link to my project proposal. There's 3 example lesson plans I came up with. I ultimately chose to focus on the science lesson plan and develop that further. So here's the OneNote, the link to the OneNote for my science lesson plan. For my science lesson, my idea was to see how many different ways we could investigate Earth's systems and really dive in and learn more, and then ultimately come up with a CoSpaces EDU project where students could apply their knowledge to really show what they've learned about Earth systems. So I developed this in a hyperdoc style, which is something we learned about in our Web 2.0 course. And it is in OneNote. OneNote is a wonderful technology tool that I've used for many years. This is a personal OneNote here. In a OneNote for classrooms, you would see all of the student information here, so I can't share that with you in this video. But it's a similar format, just with extra tools for sharing with students and accessing student work in real time. So as you go through this, I also developed a teacher's note guide for this. This takes you through the different class discussions you could have. It includes a PowerPoint you can use in those discussions, and then through all the different activities with examples of how you can complete them, definitions of what words we're using in the activities, an explanation for how to set up the different technology resources that we use. The first activity in the overview, you can click on the links in here to see the different activities, or you can just access them from the notes menu to the left. The first one is the student's note page. This is a typical notes page in OneNote. I've seeded it with some different vocabulary words. Some cool things about using OneNotes is that you can tag different things, which is another concept we found out about in our ETEC 527 class. And a great resource for sharing information and also cataloging that information. The second activity is an outdoor activity where students explore the Earth systems around them and then take photos or videos and share those with each other within OneNote. The next activity is just some additional material so students can read and watch videos, find out more about Earth systems. The next one is a collaboration space where students are working on a whiteboard together to come up with a diagram of Earth systems, including information about how energy and matter are moving within different Earth systems. My next resource here is 3 different videos along with review questions to help students dig into what they should be getting out of these videos, and as well as an answer key so that students can check their work and see how well they're understanding this material. At this point, they should be pretty well versed in Earth systems. We've covered a lot of information. So I'm going to dive right into my application project, which is to build a virtual environment. So students are going to be assigned to teams, and then those teams are going to have access to a shared model within CoSpaces where they're going to build a virtual 3D environment using a merge cube to show different Earth systems. So this model should be informative, it should be interactive. Each group is going to start with a basic model just of a globe. So what that would look like when you're using it is when you hold this merge cube in front of the camera, on your camera view, you would see a globe. Students will then add on to that model. So they can add anything from the 3D library. This could be people, it could be objects, it could be animals, it could be mountain ranges, and then they can add pop-up text to describe what they've added to that model. Quiz questions, they can make it an interactive game. I came up with an example so that students could see what that might look like. So this is sort of an example project for them to click on and see. And as I play this model, you'll see different pop-ups appear. The program uses block coding in order to do this, so any student who is familiar with things like Scratch would be able to easily access the coding features of this model. So as you click through this one, you're going to see the globe turning. You'd be able to turn it in your hand if it's a merge cube, and then you're going to see different pop-ups to give you more information about Earth systems. Going on through the model, you're going to continue to gain information and then also be able to zoom in and click on different Earth systems to find out more about, for example, mountain ranges, desert winds, the different research that's gone into those different Earth systems. So once the students have gotten familiar with how the technology works, I'm going to have them start creating. There's some tips in their OneNote page for how to start doing that. And then there's also a space down here for them to share what they're doing, and then a rubric so they can know what expectations they have out of this project. What do I mean by informative, interactive, easy to use, and creative and fun? The final two activities, one is a share. They're going to share their research. Two criteria I've given them for the research is that it has to be recent, within the last 5 years, and it also has to relate to more than one Earth system. So they're going to hashtag the different Earth systems and let me know which Earth systems their research relates to. And a final extension activity is for them to investigate data gathered by NASA and apply that to different Earth systems. So give me a description of what this data means and how they understand it. So that is my lesson, as briefly as I could summarize it here. I look forward to digging it in further with students, getting some feedback from them, and continue to improve my understanding of Web 2.0 technology.